All right, I'd like to call the Litchfield Zoning Board of Adjustment meeting to order at 7:03. The first thing we'll do is take attendance. Just start with your name and position.
Zachary Schneider, alternate.
John Devereaux, member.
Laura Gandia, member.
Steve Perry, member.
All right, I'm going to appoint you as a full member for tonight's board. And we're just going to get through with, I'm going to call your case first. And that is case number 07172023-1. That's a rehearing request, a variance from LZO Article 310 to construct a building within the 50-foot building setback from a right-of-way in the residential district. That was continued from the April 15th, 2024 meeting. Name and owner of the property is Leon and Maria Dutton. Location of the property is 9 Woodhawk Way, Litchfield, New Hampshire, map 8, lot 124. Attorney Coleman.
Madam Chair, members of the board, good evening. Given that we don't have a full board of 5 members, we respectfully request to continue this to your next hearing. And hopefully we will have a full board of 5, and we're being very patient on this end, but we know we're going to get there.
And that's July 15th is the next
July
one.
15th, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Comments, questions? Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to continue the case.
Till July 15th.
July 5th.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much. Short night for you guys.
All right. So I'm just going to jump into these 2 of the cases in case people are listening. We have case number 09182023-1 and 09182023-2. Those are both rehearing cases. The first is for property located at 446 Charles Bancroft Highway. Ronitza Bouchard Hannon, owner and applicant. Rose Medina, owner and applicant for 442 Charles Bancroft Highway, map 20, lot 12. These cases have been continued for quite some time as well. They were continued from the April 15th, 2024, as the applicants retained legal counsel. I did receive a communication from legal counsel that they are working out some issues with some of the abutters and asked that both of those cases be continued to July 15th. Any questions or concerns?
Nope.
Anybody want to make a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to continue this case till July 15th.
All right, those are those 2 cases.
Both cases.
Both cases to July 15th. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. So those are the 3 cases. So we're going to, just so we can get rid of that. And next on the agenda is, I'm going to skip over the meeting minutes, is we have a request for a rehearing. That was a case that was heard last month. That was for 6 Mulberry Lane. That was Michael Vellucci. They filed a request for a rehearing that we received on July 13th. I tried to get that on the agenda as soon as possible, so we snuck it on.
On June 13th?
It was filed on June 13th.
Okay.
The request for a hearing was filed on June 13th.
Gotcha.
It was for the...
July 15th.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So we have that request for a hearing. I was present, Zach was present. I know the 2 of you weren't. I think it would probably be wise that we continue ruling on that. So if people wanted to look at this, they could review the minutes and be more familiar with the case.
8 Mulberry?
6 Mulberry.
6 Mulberry.
Yeah. So I will make a motion to continue the request for rehearing.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And let's put off the agenda. Next, we have approval of meeting minutes. I'm going to hold off on those. And then I know, Zach, you wanted to talk about election of officers, because I don't think we talked about being the clerk.
Yeah, that was the only one that was out there a lot, right?
So you wanted more information. Basically, it's pulling stuff on the computer, kind of guiding with the documents
Okay.
in the hearing.
During the
okay.
okay.
And that's basically what John would do. He would sit there and he would pull stuff up as people spoke.
Okay.
Kind of like if they were saying something, he would take the application and try to put up what they were speaking about.
Okay. I can try to do that. At the same time, I like to take my own detailed notes, and I don't necessarily want those up on the computer screen while I'm doing it. So.
But you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, do
Okay.
that.
So, in that case, I might.
Steve, you want to be clerk?
I can tell you right now, these things are not my friend. I know how to use them for basic day-to-day operation, but I'm not.
Is there a town laptop like last time that we could use? That's so that I could have my
I
own. No,
don't know. I know John had his, but I mean, John's much more tech savvy
Yeah.
than I am. I don't know if that was his or the town. I want to say if it was the town, that was exclusive to him. I don't know if a ZBA member could get
Yeah.
something like that.
We could request.
We had one last month. And we were all struggling to use it.
Was that?
That wasn't ours.
I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
Typically, I don't have anything. Usually,
Yeah.
it's John. So I'll ask and see what we can get.
Hey, if there was a second laptop that could be controlled, then I could still take my own notes.
Okay. Yes, let me look into that more and see what I can find out. And with
I'm sure if there was one here last time that was the town's, I'm sure it would be available.
I don't know where it came from or how it came to be.
Was it George's by any chance?
No, he brought a Mac.
Okay.
And that rehearing request is on the ZBA portal. People want to take
Yes.
a peek at that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they added an extra
Yes.
document for that.
Thank
And we do have a new building inspector.
Yep.
What happened to the old one?
He went to Mulkenborough.
Oh.
Someplace up north.
Yep.
Baltimore. is a
I
nice place.
believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was someplace up north.
It was
It's
Lakes
Scott
Region, he said.
LaCroix, right? Is the new building inspector?
It is Scott.
I think it's LaCroix. I was saying Steve, but it wasn't actually Scott. So his first day was today.
Okay.
So I'm hoping he'll be here next month.
Nice.
That'll be excellent and nice support. And other than that, I have nothing. Anybody else have anything?
The only thing I wanted to point out is obviously the April 15th minutes were when we were interviewed, but my street address is wrong.
Okay.
It's 5 Lydston, Lydston.
And I think we have a lot of them that we haven't done. What I was used to doing in the past is just making the changes when they came in. I think the town administrator wants a different change or process of how we vote on minutes, so I need to get a little bit more clarification on that. Because I think what she wants is like every change you make to state in the public meeting,
Oh, wow.
which can be, for me, a little problematic because I make lots of changes. I think I could be here for quite a long
An itemized
period of
list of
time.
changes, right?
So I was just going to ask you if we notice changes, should we fire them off to you before the meeting?
Well, typically, what we have done in the past, we would get the draft minutes,
Yep.
and then you would go in and you would make changes, and then at the end, you're expected to look at them the night before the meeting to make sure that you didn't have any additional changes. Then when we voted on them, we would vote on them.
Plus all the changes.
Right.
And then if anybody wanted to see them, they could just see them online.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do that. But I think there might be a different process. Would be like if I go in and I'm making changes, like I'm taking out a comma, replacing it with a semicolon, changing an A to an an, or whatever I want to do. I think the process may be that I need to spell out every single change I make.
Basically.
Well, when we're here, go over it during the meeting. Everyone
Yeah,
we made.
right.
Okay.
Like, I can't get to the meeting minutes to make changes so everybody can see them. I have to
Okay.
bring them here and be like on line 12, A to an. Line 13, the to buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Which could be,
Well, it's kind of funny because one of the things I've noticed being removed from when I was part of the town before is minutes only have to be motions and votes.
Yeah.
So like dialogue is great because dialogue lets you go back in time and feel like you have knowledge of the case. So I think dialogue is good. But sometimes I look at minutes from other boards that are extremely long. And
Yeah.
they really don't need to be.
The difference is comparing minutes to seconds.
Right.
That's the way I used to
Exactly.
think.
Exactly. So, but
and I think there's two schools of thought. I think by state statute, like you said, you really just need to talk about the subject matter discussed, who made the motion, who seconded the vote. So they really can
Exactly.
be bare bones.
Just the motions.
I'm not a fan of that. I think for appeal purposes and stuff, you want to have a little bit more.
because it helps refresh your memory too.
Yeah.
Right. I just think that sometimes it can be a little too drawn out.
Agreed.
And I think the process could be more drawn out if we're itemizing every change that we make.
Yeah.
So we'll have further discussion
And
on that.
maybe we try it and we see how that goes, and if we have to, we just start reducing the minutes to make it more feasible to do.
So one way to make that easier is to use the computer to show the the changes and we walk through the changes on the computer. So that one, bless. And that would be online, but they would just have to see the version of our displayed red-lined minutes. And that would be quicker.
We could,
'cause
we
go
could share
boom,
the
boom,
red
boom,
line
boom.
minutes.
But I don't even think they're allowing us access to it. So
Oh.
like, I think
Okay.
so like I couldn't go into that, I don't think, and make changes.
red line
I think I
version.
need to take, and again, I'm not quite sure, like send them to the minute taker and be like, these are the changes that I want, I think, and then he'll make, no, I don't even think I don't know, I'm not quite sure. So that's
Okay.
why our minutes are kind of in limbo.
Okay.
I haven't
Okay.
approved them to just
Okay.
figure out exactly how that process needs to be now.
Sounds good.
We need to change it. And that's it.
Motion to adjourn?
Anybody want a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Opposed? And we're adjourned at 7:10.